What's up, Niners? Continuously building our team. Free agency is well underway. A lot of people think that we're not picking up as many as we'd hoped. A lot of people are raving about what we've done. So here's what we have done. We've started building our lineup. We've made a few trades. We've ended up picking up a really good running back. We got Sherman. We got Jimmy G. But let's go over some of these things, okay? First and foremost, we picked up from the Giants offensive guard / center Weston Richburg. Now, Richburg, he's a decent player.
Capable starter in the NFL as well.
Okay.
Jones' emergence makes Richburg's departure.
Now, he's a guy that's going to get you, he can play center extremely well, but he also plays guard. So if it's me, I'd move him over to right guard. And I'm bringing in another guy, a guy that was just released by Miami. I'm bringing in Mike Pouncy, who I think you can get for about $7.5, $8 million.
Working all night, no breaks or recess. Vroom, vroom, yeah, I know my cross, I like.
Okay, Pouncy is a Pro Bowl type center. He's been around a long time. He's a great pass blocker, solid run blocker. He's a veteran. Bringing him to the line secures that offensive line like you wouldn't believe. Okay. Now, with that being said, I'm also probably going to continue trying to draft at least one lineman. But you can see Pouncy's ability for run blocking right there, the schemes, his ability to pass block, where he puts his hands. I mean, he's a complete package. He'd be well worth picking up. So that's how I see that. Okay, so with the offensive line pretty much set with Staley and Richburg, Pouncy, who knows, Gillian, who knows at that point, but your O-line is looking better, and you still got a draft pick. Maybe Quentin Nelson comes in with your 9th overall or something like that, and your offensive line is stacked. Okay, now, next thing they did is they went out and they got a running back, Jerick McKinnon. Okay, now from the Vikings. This guy is actually pretty good. He's elusive. He's elusive. He's ready to go. He's a guy that can absolutely break off the tackles. He's elusive. He can catch the pat. He can catch out of the pack. I mean, just watch this guy's highlights for a few. You can see his ability to juke, his ability to move, but his ability to catch as well. Boom, right out. She's stretching the field. She's making guys miss. There's your elusive back that the Kyle Shanahan system absolutely thrives on. Okay? So you got your speed back who can catch out of the flat, make people miss. So we picked him up. Really decent pickup. Okay. probably going to do some pretty good things for us. Again, I can see him with Breida, but I think that we still need one more piece, one more big, solid bruiser on the line who can get you that 3rd and 1, or that can get you that touchdown on the 1 yard line. And to me, we need to sign LeGarrette Blount. Okay. Now, LeGarrette Blount has been around. He's won a Super Bowl in New England. He's been to a couple. He's won a Super Bowl in Philadelphia. He had 18 rushing touchdowns year before last in New England. He's a guy that is an absolute bruiser of a back. When he hits somebody and he hits a hole, he hits with authority. And to be honest, that's the piece we want on that line. And I'd be willing to give up Joe Williams in order to put LeGarrette Blount back there. The idea of McKinley with Blount and Breida and Juszczyk is scary. Okay, to say the least. And that makes San Francisco's offense dynamic. Okay, but it doesn't stop there. Because every good offense needs as many weapons as you could possibly get. This is where I went out with all the best receivers gone, Watkins and Robinson and all of them. I went out and I scouted Jeremy Maclin. Okay, Jerry Maclin is a guy that can just make those catches. He's a bigger guy, he's decent, he can get separation, but he comes in, he knows where the first down mark is, he makes his catches, and he moves on. Okay, he makes guys miss. He makes those every down catches. In Kyle Shanahan's system, Jeremy Maclin can pile up yards, receptions. You can see he's not afraid to catch in the middle of the field. Jeremy Maclin could have an amazing season under Kyle Shanahan, and we could get him for a very discount price, an extremely discount price, probably $10 million per year. Okay, San Francisco should immediately sign him, and you know, to be honest, Maclin, Goodwin, Garcon, and Taylor would be insane. Having McKinley, LeGarrette Blount with Jimmy G on offense would be insane. The offensive line would be stacked. Suddenly you're looking at defense. Okay? And we all know the first part of that was signing
Pro quarterback Richard Sherman. That's wrong enough. That's always how we execute. Don't you ever say you want one-on-ones with us. You're sorry.
This is why we got him. Attitude.
Tap out. It don't make no difference who is over there. Go home, everyone. Don't see about us. They can't get open. Do whatever it takes to go. Hoes, come get me. They got wolves out here.
We wanted attitude, and we wanted somebody who could back it up. And that's exactly what we got with Richard Sherman. Now, in all honesty, my feelings are a little biased here because I really couldn't stand the guy as a Seahawk, but I respected his game. Okay, Sherman is a beast. One of the best in the league. If he can come back at 100%, come back healthy, and play anywhere close to the level he played in Seattle, San Francisco has a dynamic cornerback. The prototypical, the cornerback that our defense is built around. But we don't need to stop there. We need to continue going. There's another guy that Seattle's released or is a free agent, and we should immediately start looking at him as well, just to add depth, specifically depth with guys that know the defense. And to me, that's Jeremy Lane. He's a guy you can pick up for a couple million, I don't know, 4 or 5 million tops. But you can see right here, this is his famous one. Boom.
At the 5-yard line, Jeremy Lane still on the run. Tripped up. Pete Carroll right there to salute him. So the drive ends on a 3rd and 6 as Lane picks it off.
Did you guys see that? Jeremy Lane picks off Tom Brady.
So they look at him, but he gets the ball back for these guys. And Russell Wilson back to work, intercepted at the goal line.
Jeremy Lane's a guy who's accustomed to the nickel position. He's played a little bit of the number 2 corner spot for Seattle. He knows that defense, and he's somebody that can instantly come in and fortify the cornerback position for us. He's not an all-pro yet. He's young. He's still learning. But you put him, you got Sherman, Witherspoon, and Jeremy Lane with K1. Suddenly you got the makings of a decent cornerback core. I do believe we need to bring back Eric Reed, because I'd much rather have Eric Reed than the Honey Badger. But with that being said, that secondary would be stacked. And yes, I want Eric Reed back. Now, next we went out and San Francisco signed a guy named Jeremiah Adetochu, and I couldn't really find too many highlights with him, so I had to go to the draft prospect highlights, but the guy looks kind of like a beast. He plays defensive line, outside linebacker. He'll probably play outside linebacker for us. But as you can see, he's got some skills. Now, with that being said, you got your linebackers, who I think we can go draft another linebacker. I still think we'll get Edmonds in the draft, personally, just to fortify that linebacker position. But there's one guy out there left that I really want on that defensive line. He played in New York for the Giants. He moved to Seattle, and he played in a defense that's very, very similar to ours. And his name is Sheldon Richardson.
The opposite side, defensive lineman are taught to get skinny, which he did, and his momentum pretty much just brought him to take down Ty Montgomery. Sheldon is...
And you can see he knows this defense. He knows exactly what to do. He's aware of his role. Now, could you imagine him and Buckner with Mitchell and maybe Armstead in there and Solomon Thomas, you're talking about a whole host of D linemen that can absolutely blast most offensive lines. You pick Richardson up and you add him with Buckner and the rest of our guys, and nobody's running on us. Quarterbacks will have very limited time to throw, and when they do throw, they'll be throwing into a very talented secondary. Suddenly, the San Francisco 49ers would look damn near unbeatable. Now, I haven't even got into the draft. That'll be a whole nother video. But with that being said, thank you for watching. Go Niners. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, like the videos, comment in the box below, and hit that bell for future notifications. Peace. Duncan out.